One thing that's really cool about traveling in Nicaragua is that from the Pacific coast, where it's much more Spanish and Latin culture, you cross over the isthmus of Central America and you get to the Atlantic coast, and it's much more Caribbean, and there's a lot of English is spoken in Creole dialects, and it's just a much more Jamaican vibe that's going on. And so we skipped over from Managua over to the Corn Islands, these two tiny little white sand islands in the Caribbean, and just like we're in an entirely different country.
We will go to the beach, 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 to the beach.
I was really lucky the first time I arrived on Little Corn Island, because I got directed to go straight to stay at Carito's on this 2-kilometer long white sand beach, and so I got to know Carito pretty good, and I've been back to the island a few times, and just always happy to run into him again. And to me, he epitomizes the easygoing and just genuinely friendly, happy mindset on the islands. And we sat down with him, and he just really presented to us kind of how he sees the islands changed and what's good about that, and what he kind of sees happening in the future.
I born in Big Corn Island for 2 days, and my mom brought me back out here. So after I came back out here, I grew up on this little island, So she had 8 of us, but there wasn't much family out here, just small, maybe 8 houses. You had my grandparents, you had Mr. Otto on the north side, you had an old man, Mr. Nixon, you had Mr. Agustin Gomez, that was the next home between here. And very few people, So that experience after the city, we had a civil war down here. Most of the people leave, and for a few good years. I came back after 22 years. When I came back after 22 years, here was a different. A lot of different people. Tourists start coming in slowly, and now it's a lot more. Everything changed different from when I grew up here. After you left from a place 22 years and come back, and you find all different things. It was amazing. Even the same day I reached back here, they have water, pipe water running in the town. So we didn't have that. We had to go to a well and dip the water out, or catch rainwater off the roof, the house, and stuff like that. So it's a big change, Well, we used to live much union together. Everybody used to be like, my family is the biggest family on the island, but the other rest of the family, all of us are just like one, Like Christmas time, everybody meet to eat, but it wasn't much house, so we go from house to house and stuff like that when I started growing up. And it was more like now everything is business, but before it was like share. I have, I give you, you have, you give me. But now it's different. Now it's just business. You can't do nothing. It's just that's how it goes. So it feel much better, but now we just have to go how the world goes, But we really would want it built up more on how it is, Because it was damaged. Because I traveled to a lot of islands in the Caribbean, and those islands is overbuilt up and not like before then. So right how it is, like how Little Corn Island is fine. If you have over too much big building and things, you're not going to work. You're going to get out of hand. Well, if everybody on the island from here try to get together and unite together, maybe we can keep it, in a more natural way,
Well, the rundown is being cooked, and it's looking amazing. They pretty much threw in, I don't know how many full fish, lobster, shrimp, plantains, just pretty much everything that you can find around this island for spices and herbs, and making this huge pot.
My first visit to Corn Islands, Curtis told me about the rundown and told me basically what it was, and it's kind of how the locals eat. They don't really go out to restaurants and order these full plates of food and salad and rice and tostones and meat and all that. So one of the kind of Caribbean traditions for the Corn Islands is to have what they call a rundown. We had the fortune of getting one for our group, which basically consisted of 5 or 6 local guys out back behind our bungalows where there's no wind, gathered everyone together, went back there, and you've got this massive cauldron sitting over this big fire, and possibly every single meat you could think of on the island. You've got shrimp, you've got lobster, you've got a couple different types of fish, you've got pork, everything. And then you've got all these kind of local varieties of roots and things that they're truly proud of that come basically only from Little Corn Island. So they were excited to have us, and we were obviously excited to see it. So next thing you know, 3 hours later, we've got this cauldron of rundown stew, if you want to call it that. So got everyone together and had a few beers, sat down and had a rundown. And it was just a really neat experience to see how the locals live and how they eat, because it's, for them, it's almost a Sunday feast.
I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much. Lord, she washing and she cooking and she falling down. Here from a ball, she drink till she end up in hospital. All in a sick bed in hospital. She has seen the doctor for alcohol. I never see a woman drink so much. Lord, she washing and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. She washing and she cooking and she falling. Neighbor, neighbor, remember your next door neighbor. Neighbor, neighbor, remember your next door
gosh,
neighbor.
it's like seriously the best clam chowder that you could ever possibly ask for. So much more.
There was constant peeping and whispering, and they will watch every move you make. What time you go bed and what time you wake? I said, well, I don't care. Well, I don't care. The one in room number 2 is a Jack Spire and everybody. I never see a woman drink so much. Lord, she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum. She washing and she cooking and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much. Lord, she washing and she falling down. I never see a woman drink so much rum.